Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another World Cup video. So now here's my preview for the Cameroon and the Serbia game. That's right. And oh boy, what a game this is going to be, ladies and gents. Cameroon, on one hand, they looked ready. They look ready to compete against Serbia. And Serbia, on the other hand, they, I think, are going to perform way better against Cameroon than what they did offensively against Brazil. And obviously, right now, at the time of me recording this video, FIFA have apparently opened a probe into the Serbia national team because I don't know what happened, but I just saw earlier today on Twitter that apparently like an image circulated of like some, I guess you could say, political slogan being displayed in the Serbia national team's locker room. And here's my honest opinion, man. When it comes to the whole Balkan political differences, because I do know that, in the Balkans, I guess there were some sort of political differences still. And as a Westerner, this is my whole opinion as a Westerner, as an American. The way how I see it, I personally think that all of those, Balkan political differences, whatever Balkan political differences, the Balkan countries have against each other, I personally think that stuff should be kept out of football. This is my honest opinion. I know I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for saying this, but I mean, come on, dude. Because especially considering the fact that Serbia, they're going to have to figure out how are they going to win against Cameroon. And especially that Switzerland game. Oh boy, that Switzerland game, man. So right now, I just think that whoever decided to post that, and just put up that, slogan in the locker room, I just think it was such a really stupid and very immature and childish thing to do, if I'm being honest here. Because here's the thing, man, as football, it's supposed to bring people together, not just cause division and, and animosity. That's not what football is about. The way how I see, man, football, it's supposed to bring people together. And I guess you could say that whoever decided to put that slogan in the locker room, in the Serbian locker room, and I don't know, I guess maybe post it on social media, I just think that was such a dumb thing to do, because let's just say if I was one of these Serbian players, I personally would not have done that, and I would have made sure that that stuff doesn't, get out there. But since it's already out there, so that's why I'm kind of talking about it right now, because as you guys know, obviously as a Westerner, I got to love for all the Balkan nations, especially, all the ex-Yugo nations, Croatia, Serbia, Albania, Kosovo, Slovenia, because what I really admire about those Balkan and the ex-Yugo nations is the way how they play the game of football. I'm always impressed because Balkan teams, man, they always give off really impressive performances at tournaments, whether it's the Euros or whether it's the World Cup. There's always that Balkan nation that gives off super incredible performances. And I guess Croatia, them being the most successful ex-Yugo nation in football in terms of, them actually, making it far at the World Cups. Nobody has done it better than Croatia. But right now, yeah, so whoever decided to put that thing in the Serbian locker room, I think it was just childish and immature, and it should not have happened, if you want to know my honest opinion. But anyway, so obviously, let's not talk about that anymore. Let's just focus on football, because that's what my channel is about, football, not really politics. So, the way how I personally see it, man, for Serbia and Cameroon, this is a must-win game for both teams, because whoever loses the game, I think they are already going to be out of World Cup contention. And for Cameroon, they looked locked and loaded against Switzerland. Like, the way how Cameroon performed against Switzerland, they could have easily beaten Switzerland, but it's just Cameroon. They were really unlucky with them and not being able to find the back of the net. And then Switzerland, they were able to find the back of the net. And I just think that right now, for Cameroon, they look like they have all the confidence to beat Serbia. But for Serbia, on the other hand, man, the biggest question, you're probably wondering if you're a Serbia fan, is what is Stojkovic's game plan? Because obviously for the Serbia national team, they really need Kostic, because obviously Kostic's absence, I feel like, played a big part in Serbia losing to Brazil. Because you look back at Serbia's performance, I mean, I'm talking about mainly their front attack against Brazil's defense. Serbia's front attack was really non-existent, especially like how I thought that everybody was going to see the on paper, the supposed really incredible, the supposed quote-unquote best striker partnership of Vlahovic and Mitrovic. Yeah, that was non-existent. And yeah, I guess you could say that Serbia's football team, they caught a really bad break with that Kostic injury. But if you think about it, man, right now, Serbia, they're going to have to focus on just figuring out how are they going to beat Cameroon and especially Switzerland. Because if Serbia want to make it to the knockouts, because here's the thing, if there's one thing I've noticed about the Serbia national team is that ever since, they became an independent nation from Yugoslavia, they really fallen off. I feel like they really fell off in football on the international stage, because if you guys always go back and look at the Yugoslavian national team, in the 20th century, everybody talked about Brazil, Argentina, Netherlands, Germany, and all that. But if there is one footballing nation that I think deserves the same recognition as those other nations, it would have to be Yugoslavia, because Yugoslavia, they used to be really, really good in football. That makes you wonder, how the hell did Yugoslavia never win a Euro Cup or a World Cup is beyond me. Because obviously, Serbia, ever since they became an independent nation from Yugoslavia, they really haven't really been able to produce the same results on the international stage like how Croatia were able to do, for example. And, Serbia, they've made it to 3 World Cups ever since becoming an independent nation. And, I guess you could say that the last time Serbia was really good in football was when they were still Yugoslavia, like in 1998. Because obviously after 1998, it seems like that, Serbian football has really fallen off the map of football. Because obviously last time they made it to the knockouts at a World Cup, 1998, where they lost 2-1 to the Netherlands. So since that loss to the Netherlands, it seems like that Serbia right now, well, back then they were Yugoslavia, but now, it seems like that they have always struggled in football, finding a way how to compete against the teams. Like, I guess you could say that the most disappointing result for Serbia, in my honest opinion, would have to be the 2010 World Cup, because in the 2010 World Cup, they were drawn up in a group with Australia and Ghana and Germany. And, they ended up losing to Ghana and Australia, but they were able to somehow beat Germany. That's right, Prime Yogi loves Germany. Serbia, they were able to beat that team, but how the hell did they not beat Ghana and Australia is beyond me. But, speaking of Australia, they got their first World Cup group stage win over Tunisia. So big props to Australia. That was an incredible win and a very incredible performance by the Australia national team. But going back to the Serbia national team, yeah, they haven't really been that good since the whole dissolution of Yugoslavia. But the way how I see it, man, if they want to beat Cameroon, then they're just going to have to figure out, okay, their front attack is going to have to show up. Because if they give off that same performance, again, I'm talking about offensively, like how they did against Brazil, then they don't have a chance against Cameroon, and especially against Switzerland, bro. I hate to say it, but, I'm not going to sugarcoat this, but they really have no chance if the front attack, if the front Serbian, if the front Serbian attack can't get anything going in the game against against Cameroon and Switzerland, then Serbia, they're going to be one and done again in the group stages, much like how they were in 2018 and 2010. Well, to be fair, in 2018, they had a pretty decent squad. I think that if you compare Serbia's performance against Brazil under Mladen Krstajic, I personally think this is an unpopular opinion, but I think Serbia played better against Brazil under Mladen Krstajic than what they did against Stojkovic in this past Brazil game, man. And obviously, there was that Switzerland game where, Mitrovic, he scored a beautiful header, but then, Xhaka and Shaqiri, they scored 2 goals in the second half to defeat Serbia, and obviously the thing about that Switzerland game, though, is that obviously the officiating was pretty crap in that game, too, because obviously there was that part in which Mitrovic, he should have been awarded a penalty, and for some bullshit reason, the referee decided not to give Serbia a penalty, so that was just complete bullshit. Like, the officiating was complete crap. And I'm just wondering if the officiating is not going to be any biased in the game against Cameroon, and especially against Switzerland. If the officiating is going to be way freaking better than what it was in the 2018 game against Switzerland, if I'm being honest here. But yeah, for my honest prediction, I will say probably I will say 3-1 for Serbia. I think Serbia will beat Cameroon 3-1. So that's my honest opinion on this game. So hope you guys enjoy this video. If you liked my football take, please leave a like. If you disagree with what I said, then you can, I guess, also leave a like and or dislike, and just let me know why in the comment section below. And I guess we can have a discussion in the comments section. So yeah, ladies and gents, this World Cup, man, it's about to, I guess, be really litty. So peace, fam.